Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this Robocop figure, and it is by Mafex. This is Mafex number 67 by Medicom, and there it is, Robocop action figure. And on the back of the box, shows a Robo and the accessories. So let's get this figure out of packaging. Alright, and here's Robocop outside of packaging, and let's go over the accessories first. First we have, let's see, this thigh opening mechanism type of bits. And it is a static piece, so there's no joints whatsoever you can move around. So basically you're swapping out pieces with the regular thigh. Then you have two extra mouthpieces. Focus, come on. And there we go, two extra mouthpieces. And then a bunch of hands. A battle damage chest plate and a battle damage helmet. His blaster and an effect piece. Alright, and here's a close-up look at those two mouthpieces. You can see one, it's a somewhat of a duck face kind of mouthpiece, and then the other one is a closed mouth, and then here's the open mouth. And let's get a good look at Robo. If I can focus him a little bit, there we go. Let's look at him from the front. And articulation for this one, it's a lot better. Quite a significant jump to the NECA version, and granted the NECA version is a lot cheaper than this one. And here's the backside of Robo. Alright, so let's check out articulation. So, Robo here. Let's go over articulation. Let me close up a little bit. There we go. Head is on the ball joint, so full range. Whee! And then shoulders are also on the ball joint. Well, the piece that's attached to the torso, it's on a ball joint. And there's a hinge, a ball hinge joint there, and then the bicep, it only moves a little bit due to the peg system that's attached to the shoulder, so it gives a little bit of a range, but not a whole lot. Then elbows are on double joint, but yeah, it could only go about that much, a little over 90 degrees. And then the wrists are on a ball hinge joint. And then let's go down to the chest. Oy, come on, which way? Focus. There we go. There's a joint, there's a ball joint right here, and then another ball joint down here. So he can move quite a bit, actually. Let's get this arms out of the way so you guys can see. Bend forward, not so much. Arch back a little bit. It's more of a, oh, well, side to side, it's a little bit more. Well, it's a little more on this side than on the other side. And then the legs are actually on a ball joint, I believe. And see, you can lift up quite a bit, actually. Goes about 90 degrees. And then single jointed knee, about 90 degrees. And a ball hinge joint on the ankles, so rotate a little bit, and then this piece here is attached to the ankle with a ball joint, so it can move with it every which way. And then there's also toes articulation. It's kind of tight, but yeah, there you go, right there. So yeah, nice. I really like the hips section, so here you can see the legs could be lowered a little bit. So you go like that, and just the range is a little more, way more than the NECA version. so you can spread the legs apart quite a bit. Actually, I think his mobility is way better than the actual movie version of Robocop. And as for the thigh piece, all you need to do is pop this piece off. I believe it pops out on the side here. So there are 2 pegs right there, and all you need to do is attach this one to the back end right here, like so, and then the front piece over here in the slot there. So once you slide those 2 pieces in, there you go, right there. And then you can have the weapon slotted through here, like that. So there you have his pistol, getting ready to use his pistol there. It's kind of neat. I don't know which way I like more. I believe NECA's version is an actual moving mechanism where it opens up. I think there's a lever back here, and then you just press it, and then this whole piece opens up, and then you can grab the pistol out. That's kind of neat too. I think I prefer that than just putting these pieces on that, because right now you see there's extra accessories that we don't really need. But yeah, to put it back on, just need to pop that in and slide it back, and there you have it. And to switch the battle damage pieces, let's see, all you have to do, pop the head off. And here's where you could change the mouthpiece as well. You just need to pull this piece off the front, and you could attach this back on right there, and then put the battle damage helmet on like so, and then the chest piece is held on using magnets, so you just need to pull. This whole piece comes off. You can see there are 2 magnet pieces on his chest and also on the armor piece. And you just need to put this one on like that. And there you have it, Battle Damage Robocop from movie 1. Awesome looking battle damage pieces. I like it. And here I got Robocop in a standing pose, getting ready to shoot someone, and you can see those legs. The fact that you can spread them apart a little bit, it gives the figure a little more natural looking stand. So here you can see it looks way more natural than the film version or the NECA version. And here's a side view of that same pose. See, that's way more natural. Alright, and here's a side-by-side comparison between the NECA Robocop, which is on the left, and the Mafex on the right. And you can see the Robocop is much shorter. He's almost a head shorter than the NECA version. But if you look at them closely, you could clearly see the difference between the two. The paint job on the Mafex is way better and much smoother than the NECA version. I zoom in on the NECA head sculpt. You can see that the head sculpt, it's the likeness is definitely not there, but with the Mafex, you can see it's way better as far as likeness. Even though it's still not 100%, but it is definitely better than NECA. And again, NECA is a lot cheaper, so you are paying for what you get, I believe, with this Robocop here. You can see the armor. It's there's a lot of bumps and texturing on the armor itself. Overall, there's a lot of texture on the armor, which I am not a fan of. And here on this Robocop is way smoother. You see the armor is way smoother than the NECA version. It gives it a very polished look to it, and you can see the difference. Alright, here I brought out the Robocop 3 version by NECA as well, and one thing that I clearly noticed is that the elbow, this is how far the NECA version could bend its elbow, while the Mafex could bend way over 90 degrees, which is awesome. And the first Robo doesn't even have the mechanism for the thigh section. Only Robocop 3 has that. So, as I mentioned before, it has that little lever thingy, which I'll focus and show you guys right there. There you go. And when you press that in, right, here's our Robocop 3, and then there's the button right there. And when you press it down, I believe, if I could get it, down, see, it opens up and then reveals the blaster right there, and you can take that out, and it's kind of cool. They added this mechanism thing here, which is awesome for Robocop. So there you have it. There's my video for Robocop by Mafex. The Mafex Robocop is going to set you back about 7,500 yen, which is roughly about 65-70, somewhere around there. That's before shipping. With the NECA, you could probably get it for about 25-30 bucks. So that's a huge price difference between the two. But it all depends on whether you think it's worth it to pay the extra for the look. It is smaller. It probably will fit better with the rest of your imported figures, but I would imagine it will still work with the Ed 209. Even though Ed 209 is a bit bigger from NECA, you could still probably pose it with this Robocop without any issues. Alright, while we're at it, here's another comparison. We have, on the left, we have Black Series Star Wars figure. What is that? Oh, I forgot what that's called. Is it an EDED driver? Or whatever. That's on the left. And then we have the SHF Iron Man. And then the middle is the Mafex Robocop. And then to the right of him is the Comic Cave Iron Man, and then far right is Mezco Wonder Woman. So there you have it. There's the Mafex Robocop from Robocop 1, and I believe they also have Robocop 2 and 3 up on pre-orders. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching.